So what our legacy is going to be to you guys. Now, we have done a lot of good, right? We gave you the iPod, computers, some great television shows and things like that. But we've also left you an environmental burden. And so that burden is really going to end up being your generation's legacy. What you do with that burden that we've left you, and what you do to leave the world, the planet, a better place for your children. Okay, so what does climate change have to do with trash? Does anybody have any idea how it's connected? Right, so you're using natural resources. Anything else? And I'm thinking more on a chemical basis. Yes? That's definitely, we're definitely on the right track. So we've got carbon dioxide, that's a greenhouse gas, right? Okay, where do we get carbon dioxide? Where is it generated from? It's generated from the production, the manufacturing, of pretty much everything. Your clothes, your CDs, your computers, your televisions. But then when you buy these things, they're transported, okay? That's another CO2 addition. And then when you're done with it, it goes to the landfill, and the landfill generates methane. Okay, and methane is also a greenhouse gas. So there is definitely a connection between what we produce, what we buy, and what we throw away. Well, how much trash is generated? Okay, if I'm going to talk about how trash impacts climate change, let's talk about how much we generate. Does anybody have any idea on a given day how much trash one person makes? Yes, sir.
1,000.
80-some pounds? Okay, how about you in the back? What do you think? How many? 50 pounds? That's a little bit high. Yes, you, sir.
300.
Oh my goodness, you guys really make a lot of trash.
5 pounds.
Okay, that's just Tim. How about you? You make less?
Yeah.
10 pounds? Actually, we're in the ballpark. It's about 4.5 pounds. Okay? That's what one person makes every day. Okay, now how they came up with that number was that they took all of the garbage that's generated and they divided it by the population. So it's not just absolutely what you throw away on a given day, but it's the amount of garbage that's generated just so we can survive. Okay, and that's what we live on. That comes out to over a year, 1,700 pounds of garbage. That's a lot of garbage, isn't it? But what's 1,700 pounds? Does anybody think of what could actually be what 1,700 pounds looks like? Okay, anybody know if there's a football team in town that does pretty popular? Yes. Okay, there's a quarterback on the team, and he just won something. What do you win? Iceman. There we go. Okay. So 1,700 pounds is equal to how many Tim Tebow's holding a Heisman Trophy?
Jeremy Fatty. Trey Johnson.
2, 3, 4,
Trey Johnson.
5, 6 Tim Tebow's, okay? That's what we generate every year in garbage. I hate equating Tim Tebow to garbage, okay? But it works.
I won her.
It's 35 pounds. I'm sorry, it's 25 pounds. Heisman is 25 pounds, and Tim Tebow weighs 235.
Holding the highest trophy.
But again, let's look at this a different way, okay? So, you all are in 7th grade, right? Yeah. So you're about 12 years old?
No.
Okay, okay, well let's, for the sake of argument, let's pretend like you're all 12, okay? So how much garbage do you think you've generated over the course of your life? $1 million, that's a little bit high. Okay, so we're going to take it about 20,000 pounds of garbage. Every person sitting here, every student has generated about so far in their lives. Okay, but what is 20,000 again? Does anybody know anything that weighs about 20,000 pounds? Gator football team. Actually, situations. They go through the garbage because they want to see what people are throwing away. What do you think there is more of in your garbage than anything else?
Peace.
Trash bags?
Paper.
Paper. Who said paper?
I did.
A body. A body.
Water.